Watchers, welcome to our Totally Flawed review tonight. And tonight I've been watching another Michael Jackson Blu-ray. It's a 2.5 hour documentary on the legendary, iconic Michael Jackson. The view is the Michael Jackson Life of an Icon. I've been watching this tonight, man. Really enjoyed it. It's just like the best one I've seen yet on this documentary. It's way better than Leaving Neverland garbage, you know the propaganda thing. Because I've watched this and swear to God, I'm just like, wow, incredible. So anyway, okay, right at the beginning of this documentary on this story of Michael Jackson, it starts off at on his death when there's like an emergency call and talks to someone about that Michael Jackson's not breathing at the beginning of the movie. I quite moving, I say. So anyway, you see that, then you see then it goes forward later on, and it goes back to when Michael Jackson was starting off as a young kid, with the Jackson 5, when and his mother actually tells a really interesting story, a really good story. I'm just like, wow, about Michael Jackson dancing to the washer, they had a washer at the home, and he used to dance because it used to make this noise because it was kind of broken down. A washer, and Michael Jackson used to dance to the sound of the washer, which is I've never heard that before, but it's funny. It's a brilliant story because Michael Jackson was talented. And then it goes later on, you see these like celebs, these famous singers and stuff, talking about Michael Jackson, about how great it was and stuff when he was a young kid, and it was amazing. It's an amazing. It's a sad one too. It's a really sad one, especially the last bit as well. So anyway, so you see like Smokey Robinsons and people like, and I've read the back of it. Okay, featuring never before seen footage, an exclusive interview with Michael Jackson's mother, Catherine, and siblings. Tito Rebbe Jackson, covering all the highs and also the lows of the King of Pop's extraordinary life story, uniquely told by those who knew him best. Producer David Guest presents a feature-length, definitive portrait of his best friend, Michael Jackson, through the eyes of family, friends, and music legends, including Smokey Robinson, Diana Warwick, Nick Ashford, and Valerie Simpson, plus many more. Sorry, I can't pronounce that name. Diana Warwick. So you see all them talking about Michael Jackson. It's really interesting. I mean, they literally are like impressed with him when he was a young kid. So anyway, I mean, when you see him as a young kid singing, it's incredible. I'm just like, wow, what an absolutely incredible song he sang. He has so much he had like natural talent. The guy did. Michael Jackson had natural talent. Then it goes on then it goes later on when he gets older, and then he has like plastic surgery on his nose and stuff. And David Guest said that he had plastic surgery in 1978, which I didn't realise. I thought it was like the 80s. He started having plastic surgery, but yes, he tells some really interesting story about Michael Jackson getting drunk and stuff like that. I mean, you see Michael Jackson with the Jackson 5, then he like goes his solo way. He goes his own way by. It's a lot in this documentary to even talk about. It's a lot. I can't really explain everything because it'll take about 2 hours. Because it's so interesting, the stuff that you hear on this. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy was good. So it deals with him like leaving the Jackson 5 and doing his solo work, which worked out pretty well, I'd say. What was I going to say? Like I said, it goes on solo, which, like I said, it turned out pretty well. And then it leads up to the allegations of child molestation, which, like, so first of all it's Chandler, then it goes on later on 2003 of Gavin Arvizo, which is interesting, very interesting, because you do hear a lot of stuff on this, like you think, oh god. So anyway, like I said, then it goes later on in the documentary, like, and the allegations start off in 1993. I just think it's weird that 10 years later, 2003, I don't know, it just seems a bit weird. So like it's like the Chandler, then it's like 10 years later, Gavin Arvizo, who had supposed to have cancer, so Michael Jackson helped him out because he had cancer. Because then his allegations started off. I have to cut bits up and I'm glad of what I'm talking about. It's like I said, there's a lot of process there to even say. I was like, Jesus Christ, what happened? What else happened? Oh, that happened. It's like that. I'm not joking. It's like 2.5 hours of interesting information about the case and stuff, about everything else. So yeah, then it leads up to the no, it leads up to that. You know, sleeping in the hotel, get up, you know, not turn up at the concert tribute to Michael Jackson and stuff, whatever it's called. And then it leads up to Michael Jackson, and this is it. When he's going to do the concert. Of course, this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one because he was supposed to have only done 10 concerts at the O2, but then he was told he had to do 50, which is interesting. That's what I heard on there. I thought, what? So he was supposed to do 10, but not 50. 50, 10's not impossible, but 50? That's ridiculous. Yeah, because I heard that he was taking a lot of drugs and stuff, and there is certain parts in the video that actually looks like he's on drugs, and because of the painkillers he's taking, because he got burnt on the Pepsi commercial. I think that was the start of it. It's him taking painkillers and stuff that to do something with his head and stuff. And you think about it, you got the freaking the trial, the case against Michael Jackson, allegations of stuff like that. And that must have took a huge toll on the guy. The most iconic character ever. So anyway, and then unfortunately leads up to his last part of his life when he passes away of a heart attack. And it's tragic because I think that's what destroyed him, was the allegations and stuff. That's what really killed him. Taking all his painkillers is one thing, but I think all that stress on him and stuff, all that pressure and stuff, I mean that's what killed him. Taking all his painkillers. Seeing the last part is probably the saddest part I've seen. People talking about his mother and stuff, about his death and stuff, and it's just sad, because he didn't deserve none of that. All those allegations, fake allegations, by the way, fake allegations. The way some of the media treated him was despicable, disgusting. So it's a great DVD, a Blu-ray. Like I said, I watched it tonight. It's a cool thing you get like a DVD and Blu-ray. So, but I'll always stick with Blu-ray because it looks great in Blu-ray. So yeah, you do hear some of his Michael Jackson's music on it, which is cool. Ben, I'll be there. A B C. So yeah, it's a great. If you're a Michael Jackson fan, you'll love it. And see it, there's basically misses and debates. It looks quite sad. And the sad part is actually died a few years ago now. David Guest. So yeah, it's just sad. They're both dead now. And how these stupid allegations have come up again about him. It's just it makes me angry because I think, wow. So yeah, anyway, it's just a great Blu-ray. So what I didn't like about it, nothing really. Loved everything. I can't think of anything I disliked about this. I thought it was 3 hours, but it was like 2.5 hours. So yeah. So yeah, nothing really I disliked about it. Really, they didn't like paint Michael Jackson in a bad light and stuff like that. Was just leaving Neverland does. What I did like about it, great music, great freaking interviews and stuff. Great information about Michael Jackson, stuff I've never heard before. That I think, some great freaking great bits of music, great freaking information about Michael Jackson, things I've never heard before. And they do a respectable job, I'll say, on this. And it's nice to see Michael Jackson, in the 60s, when he was really young, when he was like, he kept on going with that ball. He grabbed that ball and kept on going, so yeah. May just did a great job, so yeah. So anyway, so the rating I want to give this is a, 4.5 out of 5, I'll say. It's really good. And it's got some great freaking music in it, so yeah. So 4.5 out of 5 out of the life of an icon, Michael Jackson. So yeah, awesome. So anyway, people, remember to subscribe to my channel and have a nice day, have a nice week, and take care of yourselves. See you later, boy.